Hello, welcome one and all, ladies and gentlemen, aliens and extraterrestrials, to a humble video.
We're now in the approach phase.
So, you've just caught me in the middle of gutting a house out as we're moving into another one soon. It's all about new beginnings here, and on that note, I'm glad to be back. And I don't plan to be going this time, although this video was supposed to be a January release, and I might just make that deadline, but hopefully at least once every month or so you're going to see this pretty little face bringing you something to enjoy and watch. Well, that's a slight lie actually. You're not really going to see much of this face after this video. At least I don't plan to, because I don't really have a reason to. I like the idea of doing the animated bean caricature, and what we're going to be doing today is making a new fresh one to usher in this new era of video making. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so I did say this would be a January release, and as we can see, this is clearly not January. It is Fresh Start February, as we're going to call it. I had some major issues with voice recording equipment. The first ended up sounding like I was being submerged underwater or suffocated by cushions. And then when I did start to use this Tascam that I'm now using, the first SD card, it broke so badly, it thought that I was using a CD drive when I placed it into the computer to try and format and fix it. So, hopefully that doesn't happen this time, as I don't get all the time in the world to record the audio. But that's why we're a little bit later than planned with the release. The plan with this is that I was going to make the bean different. I was experimenting a little bit in the beginning, but overall I decided to go for a more painted look for the character, which I actually think works pretty well. We've got some in-betweens that are being made, and then when it came down to the expressions, I've decided to go with a lot of the ones that were in older videos, ones that you can actually even see the old versions of in those videos, or if you want to see all the ones I ever made, they're very deep down, but they're on my Instagram, which is well worth giving a look into if you want to check out my artwork. Shameless plug there, I know. Also, as just a very quick aside, I have my own personal website, thechillmethod.com. That can also be found in the description below. I have a blog on there called Chill on Ice. You'll see the videos in there, but also written blogs where I take a look at things like comics that I'm interested in, and just generally type out what I feel about them, you know, like a blog. I think the really tricky thing about going with a painted model was that I had to, when making it, when doing any kind of body change, like a major body change that isn't just the facial expressions, I had to paint it to match the original body. That was a bit of a trick to get right, but I feel like it turned out quite nicely.
Stop your emotion.
And here we are. We've got my stock pose, and I can even look left and right. Woohoo! Look at me, ma. Then there's the in-between thing. Went a little bit fast, but with this very, very clever browser window, we can see all the separate frames so that you don't have to slow the video down to see them. They are always going to go by a bit quickly, but the idea is they expand, contract, and just make one pose to another seem a little bit more smoother. Hopefully it worked out that way. I won't know until I edit this. Looking good! And of course, there will be way more of these particular poses to come. I'm going to in future record the audio sections in advance, listen to it, and figure out what needs to be here. Whew. These videos do take a while to make, at least to the standard that I want them to be made at. I'm also learning new software. I've completely canned in Adobe Premiere, I have switched to DaVinci Resolve, and the learning curve isn't too steep. In fact, there's a fair few things that translate really well between the two, some things not so much. But, again, humble beginnings, and we'll see improvements as we go, and as I learn about this node thingy that the software likes to use. It just occurred to me, I've forgotten how to end videos, if I ever knew how. So this is the end. Stay safe. Bye!